동아일보 캐나다 지수 PD입니다. 오늘은 토론토의 대표적인 관광 명소 디스틸러리에 와 있습니다. 이곳은 19세기 중반 위스키 증류 공장이었습니다. 고풍스러운 빅토리아 시대 산업 건축물이 그대로 남아있어 대표적인 관광지가 되었습니다. 지금 정문이라고 보시면 됩니다. 토론토에서도 유명한 꼭 가봐야 되는 곳이라서 몇 번 와봤고요. 크리스마스 시즌에 가장 유명합니다. 한가운데 광장에 정말 거대한 트리가 있는데 너무 예쁘게 장식이 되어 있습니다. 초록색 지붕과 주황색, 빨강색 벽돌들이 너무 크리스마스 분위기에 딱 어울리거든요. 여기 이제 연인들이 사랑하는 마음을 담아서 사진도 찍고 자물쇠를 걸어놓은 모습이 보이나요?
My name is Rick Otsvik, and I'm the Director of Experiences and Events for the Distillery Historic District. Over the years, obviously, we started off a lot smaller, and over the course of many years, we've obviously grown our teams and our ability to sort of really execute things, that have now become sort of world famous, like the Distillery Winter Village.
여기 되게 버스 스테이션 같이 생기지 않았나요? 하지만 아니라는 점. 여긴 차가 다니지 않습니다.
So at the end of the day, you come here because whether it be you looked it up on Instagram and it had a pretty picture of, the love locks that we have or the big heart here. But then you come here and you have the live music playing all the time, right? We do that 7 days a week in the summer. So we very much have made it more of a place where you can come and relax, slow down a little bit when you feel the cobblestone under your feet, and you really sort of get a sense of being somewhere else, and you stop, put the phone down, and you look up at the beautiful architecture and really take in what it is to be here in Toronto. And we're very proud of that.
다양한 상점들이 있어요. 캐나다 느낌이 아주 낭낭한 곳입니다. 특징이 다운타운에서 흔히 볼 수 있는 대형 상가가 별로 없습니다.
So we're very proud of our local makers here. 93% of the retailers here are actually Canadian owned, and 4 out of 10 actually make their products here on site. Some great examples of that, Soma Chocolate, they literally crush the beans right here. And that was a company that started here in the distillery and now has spread out across Toronto. Mill Street Brewery, 2 guys with an idea to make beer sitting in this very office as they were building their brewery here on site. That has now become a nationally known and nationally sold product. We have become an incubator for small business here in the distillery to really give people that stepping stone to be showcased to Torontonians, to Canadians, and to the world. And from that, building those brands to obviously go on to greater success.
제 이름은 차재원이고요. 오르소 액티브웨어를 이제 16개월 전에 제 여자친구랑 시작을 한 다음에 저는 거의 총괄이나 기타 업무를 진행하고 있고 제 여자친구는 거의 제품 개발이나 브랜드 이미지 관리에 집중을 하고 있습니다.
As a woman, I found it so hard to find a brand that checks all the boxes, that has the right fit, the right performance as well. That also is made sustainably and ethically. With our generation, we're really worried about the state of our worlds. And we learned that it's possible to turn fishing nets into fabric again. And we decided to reuse that to make our clothing.
대부분의 브랜드가 미국 쪽에 집중이 돼 있다 보니까 캐나다, 특히 토론토에서 시작한 브랜드가 많이 없어가지고 시작을 하게 됐습니다.
디스틸러리에서 매장을 연 특별한 이유가 있으실까요?
가장 좋아하던 동네 중 하나가 디스틸러리였거든요. 대형 브랜드보다 이젠 토론토 베이스인 중소형 브랜드가 많기 때문에 브랜드를 시작했을 때 토론토 사람들과 이젠 커뮤니티로 형성을 해야 되고 그리고 테스트 베드도 필요하기 때문에 디스틸러리로 선택을 했습니다. 컨테이너 스토어에서 이제 진행을 하면서 저희가 얻는 점이 월등히 많다고 생각을 하고요. 아무래도 저희가 중소형 브랜드로 시작하다 보니까 고객들한테 피드백을 받거나 제품을 개발하는데 어려움이 많거든요. 그런데 이제 컨테이너 스토어로 이제 소자본에서 많은 고객들을 이렇게 만날 수 있다 보니까 테스트 베드로 가장 적합하다고 생각합니다.
Which products are most popular right now?
September is coming, back to school. People are getting back into a routine after summer is over. So a lot of people are starting to work out again. So our Sea Storm set, sports bras, and leggings, people really love it for running. The fleece is made using recycled water bottles. So it really feels like wearing a blanket. It's super warm and comfortable.
추후 더 많은 컬렉션으로 진행을 하는 게 목표입니다.
이곳에서 가장 좋아하는 맛집이 있으실까요?
뭐 한국인이면 술을 좋아하지 않습니까? 맥주 파여가지고
네.
여기 바로 옆에 밀스트리트 브루어리라고 있거든요.
네.
거기서 이제 수제 맥주하고 햄버거 세트 좋아합니다. 거의 뭐 일도 하고 술도 마시고 아주 좋은 위치라고 저는 생각을 해요.
My favorite place, I always recommend the Soma Chocolate Maker. They make really great gelato. They make their own chocolate, and I'm never disappointed when I go there. I recommend trying their mocha. It's really good.
와우. 이 아름다운 코지한 분위기.
Nope.
Toronto Pen Shop got started just over 2 years ago. I live a block away from here. I was looking around. Oh, Distillery District would be a
Beautiful.
great place to open up a little shop called the leasing team. I pitched him the idea of opening up a stationery shop, and he asked me, "When can you start?" I was like, "Oh, wow, okay."
이렇게 편리하게 생긴 파운틴 펜 처음
Yeah, just
보는데요.
keep the nib facing up.
만년필, 그쵸? I think it's my first time used it.
Yeah, a lot of younger people have never seen or used a fountain pen before, and like, Mom, I want one.
I want one. I love the feeling.
Yes.
How much is this?
So most of our fountain pen, they start at $15.95. This pen brand over here from Germany has been one of our top sellers. It's really easy to use. It's very price friendly. Sometimes we have customers come in here and they say, "Who even writes anymore?" And I said, "Not you." But then when they try fountain pens, that's when they say, "Wow, I miss this." We're always moving fast. When you write with a fountain pen with a nice paper and ink, it just makes you slow down even for 10 minutes of your day. That 10 minutes will feel like 2 hours just because of the process that you do with a fountain pen. Just makes it more special.
여기 한국 제품이 지금 들어가 있거든요. 한국어로 써 있어요. Color versus ink.
Yeah, so basically they're made in Korea.
이게 잉크라고 하네요. 색깔별로 어울리는 단어들을 이렇게 매칭해서 제목으로 달아놓으신 것 같아요.
So that one, the
Color.
Yodo, then it's gonna be that good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, cute little bottle.
Yeah.
It's very unique. Colorverse is one of our top-selling inks. No, not just saying this just because we're in the news right now, but just because of its unique characteristics, cute little bottles, and beautiful little characters on there.
Really, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, we need more.
Oh.
A lot of people love pairing Japanese pens with Korean ink.
Oh.
They work very well hand in hand.
What kind of machine is
Yeah,
this?
so this one is what embosses the notebooks. Yeah, you can put your name, you can put your initials. We do the embossing, come back in 15 minutes, enjoy Distillery District. It's been a great support from the team here at Distillery District and also the tourists that we have and the locals. For small businesses, I think that's what keeps us going is feeling of being supported by local neighbors.
For the last question, do you have any favorite restaurant here?
Favorite restaurants, I would say Madrina.
Really makes the Distillery District unique. This arts, entertainment, retail, and a living community at the same time.
그냥 쏙 들어가면 예쁜 갤러리가 있어요. 현지 아티스트들을 많이 지원해주는 게 느껴지는 게 유명한 분들뿐만 아니라 정말 실력이 있는데 아직 알려지지 않은 여러분만의 아티스트가 될 수 있는 분들이 여기 많이 전시회를 진행하고 있다고 합니다. 이제 막 뛰어놀고 이렇게 같이 즐기고 하는 것 같아요. 게임 형식으로 이렇게 정리를 해주셨어요. 아! 되네? Word.
Yeah, that's super fun.
아이들의 창의성에 큰 영향을 줄 것 같은 느낌? 저는 아직 애가 없지만 애가 생기면 데려와서 같이 놀고 싶은 곳이네요.
우리 조선 후기의 어떤 양반 가문의 한 여성의 일상을 보여주는 그런 전시회이고 마네킹이 이제 레이디 킴이라는 여성이에요. 이제 여기서 이제 레이디 킴이 하루의 정갈화 시작하기 위해서 준비를 하는 방이고 각종 장신과 경대와 그런 것들이 있고 여성의 일상에서 입을 수 있는 그런 의복들이 여기에 전시되어 있어요. 돌 때 입는 코스튬, 그리고 결혼 전에 입는 의복, 그리고 생을 마감했을 때 수의가 여기 이제 마지막에 이렇게 디스플레이 되어 있습니다.
Essence of this initiative is to celebrate the multiculturalism and diversity, reflecting our city as a true mosaic culture. Honoring the heritage and history of these communities is an integral part also of being Canadian and what it means to be a Canadian today. We help shape the culture of tomorrow and inspire future generations. I think that the collaborative work between nations is very strong, and it is important to continue this journey together and show that we can be one united nation and global mindset.
은은하게 고급적인 진짜 한국만의 색채를 좀 보여주자.
네.
레이디 킴이라는 가상의 인물의 이제 일상을 조금 우리 공예품으로 좀 표현을 해낸 거죠.
네.
저희가 이제 한국무형유산 주간이라는 사업을 하고 있는 거예요. 국가유산청하고 국가유산진흥원에서. 그러니까 옛날에는 인간문화재 뭐 이렇게 표현하는 것들이 이제 명칭이 바뀌어서 국가무형유산이라고 되는 거예요. 그래서 그분들의 작품, 정말 오리지널리티를 좀 소개하는 사업들인데 함께 수교가 60주년이기도 해서 저희가 이제 캐나다를 오게 됐고 이번에는 실제 로컬들을 오히려 그냥 방문을 하게끔 하자. 사실 문화원은 거의 다 한국 사람들이 많이 오다 보니까 이게 좀 약간 최초로 실험적인 시도를 한 거예요. 근데 여기가 굉장히 좀 번화하고 유동인구가 많은 곳이라고 들었어요. 실제 캐네디언들한테 한국 문화의 정수를 잘 알리고 싶은 취지가 있어서 이 디스틸러리를 선택하게 됐습니다. 근데 사실 저희는 좀 걱정을 많이 했어요. 3월에 사전 답사를 왔을 때 그렇게까지 막 사람이 많지 않았어가지고 걱정을 많이 했는데 저 작은 갤러리에 저 어제는 800명? 그리고 관람의 수준이 좀 높아지는 것 같아요. 요즘에는 그 텍스처도 물어보고 의미도 물어보고 히스토리도 물어보고 그리고 너무 좋아하세요. 정말 감명 깊어하고 이 로컬 분들이 실제로 굉장히 깊이 감상을 하시면서 너무 귀하게 생각을 하시고 꼭 이런 전시를 또 다시 해주셨으면 좋겠다. 뭐 이렇게 말씀해 주셨을 때 가장 크게 보람을 느낍니다. 네.
The distillery district started in 2001 when the owners purchased the area. At that time, a very derelict area of Toronto. It was actually known as Hollywood North. You could actually come here and film movies and film shoots, and you can kind of do anything to the buildings because nobody cared at the time. Tommy Boy, X-Men, Cinderella Man, thousands of movies and commercials that have been shot here in the distillery district. But what's happened since then is over the last 22 years is really the renovation, the revitalization of this area in the East End. The distillery district being kind of the gem of the East End here in Toronto.
How do you balance preserving the district's historic character while
The distillery district is 192 years old. In its current format, only about 22 years old. So as you can imagine, the responsibility that comes on the ownership group here to really maintain the historic charm of what the distillery is, right? That collection of Victorian industrial architecture that you see everywhere. But then you're right, how do we then incorporate not just historic, but modern? So it's a matter of you have to kind of find ways to really incorporate what people want now and obviously what the story that we still have to tell of the heritage of the site. It being a distillery district, at one point in time the largest distillery in the British Empire, the fact that it started as simply a windmill on Toronto Bay and now is a part of the downtown core of Toronto. The land has changed, the people have changed, but at the end of the day, the essence of why we came and why it's here still remains, you know, to serve people and to make sure that we're bringing the best of Toronto to the world.
Go Tours 앞에 있습니다. 세그웨이를 이용한 투어를 진행하는 곳이라고 해요. 한번 들어가 보도록 하겠습니다. 베스트 투어 중인 하나인 세그웨이를 직접 탑승해 보겠습니다.
The handlebars are here to turn you left and right.
오, 와,
Yeah, use your whole body.
와, 와, 너무 재밌어요. So easy and fun.
That's how you ride a Segway.
Wow, I want to buy it.
It's the only place in Toronto to do it. So if you want to try a Segway, this is it. My name's Aaron Binder. I'm one of the owners of Segway of Ontario, which is a scooter company, and Go Tours Canada, which you can see right there. We do Segway tours, we do walking tours, we do group events, and we've been in the distillery district in Toronto for 20 years. It's a lot of fun. We get to meet people from around the world. We're in one of Toronto's best neighborhoods, the distillery district. In fact, it's the only real pedestrian-only neighborhood in Toronto. It's easy. You can walk around with a coffee, visit some of the great art shops, great bakeries, cafes, restaurants. We do walking tours as well, and we go into many of the buildings on site. A lot of them were built in the 1800s, so when you come down, you'll get to go upstairs, up elevators, into corners, into all of these nooks and crannies of the distillery district that most people don't know exist. So we show you the real inside secrets of the distillery district when you come on one of our tours. There's a lot of tour companies in Toronto, but I think we're one of the best. And when it comes to the distillery, we are the best at telling this story and showing people around here. My favorite part of running the tours is just that we do get to meet so many people from around the world. Toronto is one of the most multicultural cities on the planet. Even if you're not from here, there's some somebody that is from where you are originally from in the city. So it always feels like a little bit of home, regardless of where you're coming from on the planet.
Vision for the future of Go Tours.
Well, it's our 20th year, so 20 more years of tours. We have a lot of new food tours. Our distillery district breakfast tour is super popular. Whiskey walking tour, that's my personal favorite tour that we offer. So that's what our future is looking like, more food tours. We're continuing with our Segway tours, and we are also going to be launching more tours around the city of Toronto in the future. My personal favorite is Madrina. It's a Spanish restaurant with Catalan influence.
와, so pro. 너무 잘 타신다.
I will give you some recommendations here. For food, it depends kind of more on what mood you're in. If you're looking for sort of more lively, entertaining, El Catrin all the way, beautiful patio, one of the best in the city of Toronto. If you're just like want to chill a bit, go to Clooney Bistro, have the French onion soup. It'll change your life. If you're looking for something more dining and you're looking for something a little fancier, Madrina Bari Tapas. It's a Michelin recommended restaurant, beautiful food, great wine list.
오케이. 현지인 모두가 추천한 미슐랭 가이드를 받은 맛집. Wow, looks beautiful inside. Yeah.
I am Carlos Zamora. I'm recently appointed to be executive chef here in Madrina.
Why do you think the people love this restaurant?
I believe that Madrina is like the perfect mix between a bar and a restaurant. So you can come and have a full dinner, have a full tasting menu, or have a menu of our pinchos just to be able to share with your friends. I believe the vibe mostly is a really cool vibe and it's mostly a nighttime place, so that's what we love about this. Here in Madrina we have El Padrino, specialty drink. It is a gin tonic that is customized for every customer we have. Your server will come to your table and ask what's your favorite, how are you feeling that day, and they will create exclusive drink for you that is going to be poured at the table. And it's a really great experience. I can say that 99% of the time they will hit the perfect flavor profile for you. And if you are not really happy, you can send it back and they will make another one.
Oh, that's an amazing service. Are there any upcoming events or initiatives?
We lean into Oktoberfest. That's with some of our other local brewers. And then after that, we come into our most famous event, the Distillery Winter Village, which starts this year November 13 and runs right through until January the 4th. We run 7 days a week from 12 until 9 and 12 to 10 on Fridays, Saturdays, only closed on Christmas Day. We want people from everywhere in the world to know that the Distillery District is here as a global icon in Toronto. When you visit a place, you want to get a real sense of the flavor on the street, right? The people who live there, the neighborhood that it really is. Going to the touristy locations is nice, but at the end of the day, we're not here to sell keychains. You know, we're here to show you the people who actually make products here in Toronto. And you hopefully going home and telling a great story to your friends and family. Oh, when I was in the distillery, you should have seen, you know, we saw this or that. It's a sense of getting a taste of where you are.
People still really nice and kind.
I hope so. I mean, you know, obviously very Canadian. We still please and thank you a lot. But yeah, we welcome everyone from the entire world to come here, you know. We have a Japanese restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, a Spanish restaurant, a French restaurant. And all of that really brings together a sense of who we are, right? A country of immigrants. I mean, my parents are immigrants from Croatia. So a cultural melting pot of people and flavors and sounds. Like you said, really nice people trying to just do things that really serve that general public. And I think that's something that hopefully we can do over and over again over the years.
On your personal level, what does this place mean to you?
I mean, the Distillery District is more than just a place to come and work. I mean, honestly, it's a place to enjoy. A lot of times, even on my days off, my wife will ask me, oh, can we go to the Distillery District? And I'll be like, okay, sure, I'm there every day of the week, but I'll go back another day. But it's one of those things, you come and I'm still very much enamored by it. And knowing that what we're programming, doesn't matter how many times you've been here, even over 13 years, you still come down to check it out because you're still very proud of it and it's still engaging.
캐나다 여행하면 무조건 나오는 1순위가 발작 커피거든요. 그리고 가장 유명한 건 지금 저희가 가져온 이 플랫 화이트입니다.
오늘 커피를 못 마셔서 조금 피곤하셨나 보죠?
아, 너무 피곤하죠. 이게 제 피거든요.
어제 또 개고생했잖아.
개코. 저희 어제 12시까지 일했습니다, 여러분. 이벤트가 밤에 있었어서 영상팀이 이렇게 열심히 발로 뛰면서 일하고 있습니다.
몇 시에 일어나셨어요?
8시 20분? 20분에 10분? 화장은 거의 못하고 왔죠.
나보다 2시간이나 더 잤구만.
유명하다는 곳만 가봤었는데 그 외의 면모를 많이 보고 가게 되는 것 같아요. 사실 원래 캐나다는 이렇게 스몰 톡을 많이 하고 이렇게 다정하고 따뜻한 분위기였는데 팬데믹 이후에는 어쩔 수 없이 바뀐 게 있다고 들었어요. 특히 또 토론토는 다문화권이기도 하고 많은 사람들이 모여 있다 보니까 더 변화가 크게 느껴졌던 것 같은데 디스틸러리가 아무래도 현지 로컬 상인들도 많고 캐나다 분들이 많이 운영을 하다 보니까 다정하신 것 같아요. 그래서 캐나다에 온 느낌이 많이 나는 것 같아서 더 좋은 것 같습니다. 뭔가 캐나다의 찐 매력을 느낄 수 있는 곳 같습니다. 19세기 위스키 공장에서 시작해 오늘날 문화와 예술의 거리로 변신한 디스틸러리 디스트릭트. 역사와 현재가 공존하는 이곳에서 토론토의 또 다른 얼굴을 만나볼 수 있었습니다. 이상 디스틸러리 디스트릭트에서 전해드렸습니다.
한국, 일본, 캐나다 함께 진실을 품은